What's going on, YouTube? How's everybody doing? Okay, so thank you for anybody who watched my video, my first video. I did realize that I did not even mention what the ketogenic diet was or is. And I'm not a scientific person, I don't know all the lingo, but I figured I would just give my point of view and the way that I look at keto. But basically, in a nutshell, keto or the ketogenic diet is shifting the way your body uses energy. Typically, on a standard American diet, it uses carbohydrates as energy. And with the ketogenic diet, you're basically training or shifting your body to actually use fats as the main source of fuel. So what does this mean? That basically you're going to stop consuming carbohydrates and start consuming a lot more fats. Now, a lot of people see pictures. I do have like my Instagram and stuff, and those who don't know keto, you know, say they're like, okay, you're gonna die eating all of that bacon, eating all of those eggs, and eating all of that stuff. Like, what's going on with that? What type of diet is this? And you need to realize that there's different types of diets. Ketogenic diet is not the number one diet. It's not the only diet. It's not. It's what I am using, and I love the way that I feel on it. So you need to keep in mind that if you're going to shift to the ketogenic diet, you need to stop consuming carbohydrates. And that is one of the main things. You cannot go like half-ass into this diet. You can't consume all these fats and everything and then combine them with carbohydrates, because then you're not doing anything. You're probably making it worse. So either you're doing a standard diet, which you're eating a little bit more carbs, or you are and eating less fats, or you're doing a ketogenic diet, which is consuming a lot more fats, moderate protein, and ultra low carbs, basically zero carbs. The way that I figure it out is that I carbs are trace carbs. What does that mean? That if I eat a a sausage or something and it has like 1 or 2 grams of carbs, then that's trace carbs. But you're not really looking for a source like bread, sweet sauces and stuff like that. And that's one of the things to keep in mind. It's very easy. You do need to start looking at labels. That I will tell you right off the bat. You do need to start looking at labels and understand them. Understand that what things have and what things don't have carbs. Sometimes you'll think, okay, well, I'm gonna go ahead and get some beef jerky, but then you realize that beef jerky has some of them have a lot of sugar. So if you're eating one package of beef jerky, it might have 18 grams of carbs. And I personally go on the low end of carbohydrates. Keto is typically 30 to 50 grams of carbs. I don't really like counting net carbs. I really like to do like a total carb count. And the way that I look at it is, I shoot for 10. Sometimes I'll go 5, 6, 7, 8, a little bit higher. But typically, let's just say I'm between 5 and 20 grams of carbs a day, no more than that. As far as the fats, I'm about 75 to 77% fat, and protein is moderate. It's about 20%, 22% of protein. It's not a high fat, high protein diet. It's more of a high fat, moderate protein, ultra low carb diet. That's the way that you need to look at this. An easy way to get into ketosis, in my opinion. Like, if you're getting started with this, just try to consume foods that do not have any carbs in it. It's the best way, it's the easiest way to go about it. You don't have to get super critical about eating grass-fed everything, ultra organic everything. You don't have to do that. I think to get started, it's already difficult for some people to, uh, you know, think about the fact that you're not eating carbs. So, if you get super critical in the beginning of saying that you have to eat organic, you have to eat, 100%, natural foods, I mean, it's going to be a lot difficult to adhere to. So, start off slow, avoid the carbs, and typically to get into ketosis, it's going to take a while. I would say, it could be 3 to 5 days, could be a couple weeks. Just depends on the person, depends on how much glycogen you're using, like how much are you actually working out, and there's a lot of things to keep in mind with this diet. But basically, to get in ketosis, I would try to just stick to foods that don't have any carbs. If you're a person that doesn't like to write things down, at least look at the foods that you're eating. At least look at the labels. Look that they don't have sugar and all of those things. And if you can, at least count the carbs that you're eating in a day. Try not to go over 30 grams of carbs. So obviously, the least you go, the lower you go with carbs, then the faster you're probably going to get into ketosis. Now, you do have to think about adding fats into this diet. You can't go ahead and start just eating basically chicken breasts and thinking that that's keto, because it's not. What's going to happen is that your body's going to go into what they call gluconeogenesis, and it's going to try to use that protein and convert it to energy, and it's just not efficient. What's going to happen is that you're going to feel very lethargic. You're not going to have the energy, and that's one of the things that you're trying to shift when you're doing the ketogenic diet. You're trying to use fats as your primary fuel source. So that's why it's very important to go moderate protein, not high protein. And yeah, foods that that you can stick to are going to be things like eggs. I like chorizo. You can eat bacon. You can eat sausages. Look for the fats. When I say look for the fats, try to use butter, like real butter. Doesn't have to be grass-fed, but Kerrygold butter is great. I personally like to get the ones that have salt in it. That's another thing to keep in mind. You do need salt on this diet. A lot of people say, don't eat a lot of salt. In this diet, you do need salt, and you're going to feel it if you do not eat salt. I shoot anywhere between 4,000 to 5,000 milligrams of sodium. And if you go low, you're going to feel it. You're going to feel dizziness, headaches maybe, and it's a lot more difficult to adhere to if you're feeling that way. So keep those things in mind. I do like to use sea salt, pink sea salt. I do drink one Zip Fizz. I don't drink a whole lot of those, which has a lot of potassium. You can eat avocados as well for potassium, and that's, besides being amazing, it's really good for you. You're gonna feel the benefits of it. So I personally right now don't really eat a whole lot of avocados because I am ultra low on my carbs, but I love them. I mean, bacon, eggs, and avocado is my number one breakfast. I love it. But yeah, I mean, if you guys have any questions, any comments, let me know. Follow me on Instagram as well. I am um, I am posting a lot there. Um, it's the keto underscore enhanced, and yeah, follow me there. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to let me know. Um, Comment, subscribe, and yeah, I will talk to you guys soon. I hope this was helpful. Have a good one.